This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourts homestead. One of you asked how I make my yogurt, so I literally was in the middle of getting ready to make the yogurt. So I figured, let's just make it together. Now, this milk is a little bit frothy, like frozen, because it's been defrosting all day. And all I'm going to do is put it in my Instant Pot, set it on saute, and I'm going to bring it up to 190 degrees. After it is at 190 degrees, I'm going to let it cool to 115, and then we'll be back. That is what my instant read thermometer is for. And I'm going to sit here and answer some of your guys' questions. And that's about it. It's really so simple. I should probably tell you, when it reaches 190, I'm going to take it out of here and I'm going to put it on a trivet. And I'm going to let it reduce quickly that way. And then I'm going to put a little bit of yogurt starter yogurt in there, like the previous batch of yogurt. At the same time I'm doing this, I'm going to be packaging up the waffles that I made. So I made a whole bunch of waffles so that we could have them for like breakfast. Okay, let's just be honest, for a snack when I'm in the mood for a waffle. Because let me tell you, these are really good when you cut them in half and then you put some sausage patties, brown some sausage patties, and then cook up a couple eggs and you make your own, your McGriddle sandwich. They're so good. We'll slide these in the freezer. Just like that. There you go. Oh, here's the sausage patties, all ready to go. Yum. That's the sausage in the big chunks that you get at Costco. I bring it home and divide it all up and squish them into little patties and then freeze them in between butcher paper. Perfect. Easy to do. You don't even have to defrost them. You just stick them right in the skillet. Now this milk was previously frozen. Let me show you how I do that. I only buy milk when it's on sale, and it has to be a really good sale, and so far there have not been really good sales. So I keep one rack in my freezer of milk. I have a space for two. I use from this end down because things, when they freeze, they expand. And that's all you have to do is pour about 1/3 of a cup of the milk out and then lightly put the cap on, put it in your freezer, let it freeze till it's solid, and then push the cap back down. Then when you want to make yogurt, you take it out that morning, put it on the counter, shake it up as you're walking past it, and it'll keep defrosting. And then at the night, just before about an hour and a half before you get ready to go to bed, start doing this. Or you can do this in the morning, and then just before you go to bed, finish it. Now, I'm cleaning my kitchen while I'm doing this. I'm stirring the bottom of it every few minutes, and then I'm going off and doing another chore. Well, this was very fast. It's already at 192. It's got down to 190.6. Now I'm just going to sit here every so often and I'm going to stir it and wait for it to get down to 115. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep working in the kitchen and cleaning up the house. Because you don't need to babysit this. It's like just a stir every once in a while just so that it doesn't get the skim on the top of it. I should say everybody makes yogurt slightly differently. So if you have a different method, that's great. I don't put any fillers or anything in my yogurt. It is just literally milk and the yogurt starter culture from the batch before. Now, if I don't have any of the starter culture from the batch before, I will go into my pantry and I will grab some yogurt that I freeze dried and mix that with a little water, and that will be the batch, my culture that I use to start my next batch. Every once in a while you have to refresh it. So there you go. It's time to check its temperature, and in the meantime, I got out the yogurt that I'm going to use a dollop of to put in here. The one that has the white lid, for me, is the one that is partial. So I store all of my yogurts when they're finished in wide mouth half pints. These are 1 cup worth, and the white lid is not waterproof. So the gray lid is waterproof or waterless proof. And that's the ones that I put in for my husband's lunch. And I put a dollop of the jam or jelly of the week, and that goes in his lunch. Now we're going to check its temperature. I always stir it a little bit. I'm at 119. So I got about 5 more degrees until I can add about half of this and cap this and put it to bed for the night. In the meantime, because I'm still waiting for this and I want to be a good steward of my time, I have opened up a jar of soup, chicken curry soup, just a quart container, and I have it boiling on a low boil on the stove, and then I'll let it cool down and I will put it in the containers that are behind me, and those will be for my husband's lunch. I gave him a little plug-in crock pot and he can do all of his work, and then when he gets to work, he plugs it in, throws in that container inside the crock pot, and when he's ready for his lunch, he's got nice warm soup with a dinner roll on the side. I just took its temperature and it's time! So I am going to add, and you know, I have seen people, they take a scoop of this and they put it in a container and they mix it with some of this liquid. You don't have to do that. Don't do more work than you have to. So I'm gonna take this much. This is half a gallon of milk. It's not rocket science. I'm gonna stir this in until it's all dissolved. And then I'm probably gonna make a granola tomorrow and mix that in and eat that, because that's like my little treat. I'm just gonna stir this in, and then we're gonna pop it in the back in the pressure canner. Back in the Instant Pot. I'm so excited because my day's almost over. Plop that in, turn it on, put the yogurt button in, and let it sit for 10 hours. You program it once, you never have to program it again. This is how it happens. There you go. 10 hours. Sit it back. Walk away. This is still boiling. This is my row of yogurt. I have 2 left, and I'll eat that one tomorrow. This goes in as lunch. We have 9 minutes. We're almost done with the first step, because the second step is turning it into a Greek yogurt, and that requires one of these. This is a Greek yogurt strainer. You pour your yogurt through here, put your lid on it, and put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours and let it strain completely. Is it worth it? Yes. You end up with the thickest, most creamiest yogurt ever. This is where the science comes in. This is where you're really going to have to put your thinking cap on. Just kidding. You're going to take this, score it, and dump it. And that's it. Then you're going to stick it all in the fridge. That's it. And tomorrow, we will work on it again. Welcome back. It's been the second day. This is what I have. This is the whey at the bottom. I usually just feed it to my chickens, and we're going to open it up and prep it. Now, normally people will tell you that you can just eat it straight off. I like mine, you don't have to strain it. You don't have to. You don't have to strain it. You can just eat it straight out of there. I like mine a little thicker. I like it so thick that like you literally, it could stand on a spoon. That's how thick I like it. You do not have to do the next part. I like to stir it with and get it all glossy, and then put it in the containers. And then when I'm ready to serve it, I put a dollop of jelly on it. That's what I do. There you go. Now you know what I do.